What if dying wasn't the end? What if it was just the beginning of a new journey, one you could prepare for? Today we'll dive into the Tibetan Book of the Dead, an ancient guide not only for death, but for transformation, awareness, and how to truly wake up. This isn't just about the afterlife, it's about navigating change, big or small, with clarity and courage. Whether you're curious about rebirth, consciousness, or simply what it means to let go, this journey has something for you. Let's explore what the dead and the living can teach us. To really understand the Tibetan Book of the Dead, we need to explore a few key concepts it's built on. Let's start with the word Bardo. In Tibetan Buddhism, Bardo means a transitional state, a gap between death and rebirth. But there's more than one Bardo. There are Bardos of dreaming, of dying, even Bardos we pass through in everyday life. Next is Rigpa, a core idea in Dzogchen, or Great Perfection teachings. Rigpa is your true awareness, pure, untouched, ever-present. It's like the sky, thoughts and emotions, just passing clouds. Then there's karma, not just what goes around comes around, but a deep law of cause and effect. Every action plants a seed. In this worldview, your actions shape not just your life, but your next life. Karma doesn't punish or reward, it ripens. Two more terms, samsara and nirvana. Samsara is the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, driven by clinging and fear. Nirvana is waking up from that cycle, liberation. So why do these ideas matter? Because the Tibetan Book of the Dead teaches that if we can recognize these truths, especially at the moment of death, we can escape the loop, we can awaken. And here's the surprising part. These teachings aren't just for the dead, they're for the living, because every moment, every big change is its own mini-bardo, a chance to wake up. Life is full of little deaths, moments of uncertainty, times we don't know what's coming next. The Book of the Dead teaches us how to move through all of them, with courage, awareness, and compassion. So, what does the Tibetan Book of the Dead actually say happens after you die? The text describes a journey that unfolds in 3 main stages, or Bardos. Each one offers a chance for awakening or rebirth. First, the Chikhai Bardo, the moment of death. Your body shuts down, your senses fade, but something remains, your awareness. If you recognize your true nature, Rigpa, right here, you can be instantly liberated. That's the goal. But most of us? We're still attached, still confused. So, the journey continues. Next is the Chonyid Bardo, also called the Bardo of reality. This is where things get strange. You'll see peaceful and wrathful deities, lights of every color, terrifying visions, but here's the twist, they're all projections of your mind. If you remember that, you can remain calm, you can awaken, but if fear takes over, you spiral into the third and final stage. The Sidpa Bardo, the Bardo of rebirth. You begin to feel pulled by karma, by habit, by desire, toward another life. Eventually, you're drawn to a new womb, a new life. The cycle begins again. But this isn't just a mystical drama. Each Bardo is really about how you relate to change, fear, and your own mind. Do you cling to what's familiar, or can you let go and recognize the truth of impermanence? And here's the most empowering part. The teachings say it's not just at death you pass through Bardos. You're in one right now. Every turning point, every unknown, is a mini-Bardo, a moment when your old self fades and a new self begins. The Book of the Dead is really the Book of Awakening. It reminds us that in every transition, we have a choice. Stay asleep or wake up. So, whether it's death, a breakup, a move to a new city, or just waking up in the morning, the Bardo is now. The chance to awaken is now. Now you might be wondering, is all of this meant to be taken literally? Some Tibetan Buddhists believe the Bardos are actual states the consciousness passes through after death. Real visions, real choices, real rebirth. But others, especially modern scholars, interpret the book more symbolically. They say it's about the mind, about how we react to fear, loss, and change. Think of the peaceful and wrathful deities as mental states. Love, rage, attachment. They're not gods out there. They're mirrors of what lives inside us. Philosopher Chogyam Trungpa once said that the Bardo experiences are happening all the time. Every moment we resist reality or open to it. So whether you see it as a map of the afterlife or a metaphor for navigating fear and change, the Tibetan Book of the Dead still offers one powerful truth. The way we relate to uncertainty shapes everything. You might be thinking, this all sounds deep, but does it matter today? In our world of smartphones, therapy apps, and AI? Surprisingly, yes. The Tibetan Book of the Dead isn't just about death, it's about how we meet life, especially the parts we usually avoid. In hospices around the world, the book is used to help people die with peace and dignity. Its prayers and rituals give language to the inexpressible. In psychology and mindfulness, its message of non-attachment, awareness, and compassion echoes through cognitive therapy, trauma healing, even neuroscience. And pop culture, films like Enter the Void and The Fountain, and even Doctor Strange draw directly from these ideas of death, rebirth, and spiritual transformation. Whether you're at the edge of life, or just caught in a daily moment of fear or change, the Tibetan Book of the Dead asks one thing: can you face it with awareness? Before we move forward, let's pause. A few timeless lines from the Tibetan Book of the Dead offer us something simple yet profound, an invitation to reflect on how we're living right now. Abandon your notions of the past without attributing a temporal sequence. Cut off your mental associations regarding the future without anticipation. Rest in a spacious modality without clinging to the thoughts of the present. Padmasambhava. What does that mean for us, here and now? Most of us live inside a timeline, regrets from the past, worries about the future, but this line invites us to pause that story, to return to the stillness beneath it. No past, no future. Just this breath, right now. The moments of our life are not expendable, and the possible circumstances of death are beyond imagination. If you do not achieve an undaunted, confident security now, what point is there in your being alive, O living creature? Padmasambhava. This isn't meant to scare us. It's meant to wake us up. It reminds us that life is precious, fragile, and completely unpredictable. The time to anchor yourself, to become steady in your values, isn't tomorrow. It's this very moment. May all sentient beings be endowed with happiness. May they all be separated from suffering and its causes. May they be endowed with joy, free from suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free from attachment or aversion. Tibetan Buddhist Aspiration Prayer. Translator Graham Coleman. These aren't just beautiful words, they're an ethical compass. They ask us to look beyond surface kindness and to want real freedom for every being. Not just the absence of pain, but the freedom from craving, from fear, from being pulled in every direction by desire and aversion. So now is certainly not the time to sit idly, but starting with the reflection on death, you should bring your practice to completion. Padmasambhava. This line doesn't mean hurry. It means be honest. Death isn't distant, even if we pretend it is. So what are you waiting for? What truth haven't you spoken? What step haven't you taken? Completion here doesn't mean you've figured it all out. It means you're showing up, fully and consciously, to the life you're already living. Simple lines, but together they offer a mirror that asks, are you present? Are you living with intention? Are you ready, not just to die well, but to live fully? We've talked about death, transition, and ancient rituals. But here's the truth. The Tibetan Book of the Dead isn't really just about what happens after we die. In Tibetan Buddhism, the word Bardo means in-between state. But Bardos aren't only after death, they happen all the time. Moments when the old falls away and the new hasn't arrived yet. The teachings say that every one of these moments, every job lost, every identity shift, every heartbreak, is a mini-death. And in that space, if we stay aware, something extraordinary can happen, awakening. So whether you believe in rebirth or not, the lesson is the same. Don't wait for the final Bardo to wake up. The Bardo is now, and the way you meet it shapes who you become. You don't need to be dying to use the Tibetan Book of the Dead. You just need to be paying attention to change, to endings, to beginnings. So let me ask you this. What part of your life is in a Bardo right now? What are you clinging to? What are you afraid to let die? If this moved you, subscribe. But more than that, share this with someone who's lost, shifting, or standing at the edge of something new. And in the comments, tell us, what truth are you finally ready to face?